marching in. The bears go marching in. How I want to be in that number when the bears go marching in.
Many people here who would like to voice an opinion about Jumbo, and that is why we're here tonight. Because there has never been a public hearing about Jumbo. That has to be the most maddening thing that I can imagine. That we who live in the valley have never had a chance to speak our minds at a public hearing.
This is far from over. We have the power to make sure that Jumbo stays wild. But it's going to continue to depend on everybody in this room and the people they know, because there's going to be more, and we're going to have to show exactly what the people of the Kootenays think. There's a long, long road ahead for anybody who thinks they're going to develop that valley. But the obstacles are going to have to be partly put up by the people making sure that their voice is known, and people from the outside who come in to know that this valley is a wild valley and it's part of the Kootenays. It's not just part of an international investor's dream.
We all maybe have different reasons for fighting this fight, and I want to make sure everyone realizes that RK is in this fight. They have been from the beginning and will continue to be. When the French investors were in town, or potential investors, I might add. I'll first say that one thing that I came away from is realizing that those people were quite savvy and quite intelligent and actually came here to get many sides to the story. So how do the local people feel about this as well? Polls show that somewhere between 75 and maybe 85% of the people are opposed to that. He says, wow, that's a lot. And I said, yeah, it is a lot. And then he went on to say, he goes, you know, with that kind of opposition, it might be pretty hard to build this resort.
The important thing right now is that nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. The zoning in place is RDK zoning. It's rural resource. It does not permit ski lifts. It does not permit any recreation, any resort facilities. So the zoning is there in place. The RDK is in charge of the zoning. I'm not going to get into that, but we're going to work on that. And I think the important thing is that all of us keep up the fight. Speak out. Talk to your friends and neighbors. Talk to people all over the country. These guys have no clothes, and we want to make sure they don't get any.
Jumbo Glacier is located in the area Tunaha called Gatmuk. It is in the heart of the Tunaha territory and is the home of the grizzly bear spirit. It is a vital part of the Tunaha culture as well as the environment of the region. We would like to express our appreciation for the diligence of all the groups and individuals. All of you here, thank you very much for the continuing to voice your concerns about this proposed resort. Although our motivations for protecting Jumbo Glacier may be unique to our own experience and knowledge, we do share the common goal of preserving this special area for the future generations to enjoy.
We need to be the ones that make decisions about our own backyard. We have that obligation. We see the Tunaha taking the leadership, standing up and making sure that their voice is heard, and they've done a wonderful job. And I think the whole community thanks you, First Nations. Our places are precious, and they're worth fighting for. They're worth fighting for. And we need to make sure that whether it's this government or any government in the future, the decisions that impact the Kootenays are made by people in the Kootenays. We love the land, we're going to look after it.
And we all know this is not over. Everyone's saying it, this is not over. We have so many fun steps ahead, more rallies, more blockades probably, more everything. So here's to the next couple years of saying no to this forever.
One more big resorts in this area could sink a few of these resorts that are right on the edge. And you know, we all supported Chicken Horse when it expanded. No one's opposed to skiing. No one's opposed to development that's smart, makes sense for our communities. But it does not make any sense in a time of melting glaciers and awareness of climate change to punch a road 55 kilometers to the back of the heart of the Purcell Mountains and develop a real estate development there.
I should say, I work as a ski coach in alpine ski racing, and I can assure you there is no summer skiing on Jumbo now, just like there was no summer skiing 20 years ago when I tried together with Glenn Thompson, also from Invermere, to set up a training camp for the men's downhill team, the Canadian team. And 20 years ago, 93, we had to cancel it because it wasn't skiable. And it's definitely not skiable now. And when we operated Farnham, until 2 years ago, we always had to shut down July and August because all you get is snow melt, slush, or where the snow has melted, you ski on rough glacier ice that's unskiable. So if you hear them promote summer skiing, you can tell them it's impossible.
I've got a question for you. If the Jumbo Resort is such a good idea, then why can't the promoters find investors in North America?
I'm deeply honored to represent the Alpine Club of Canada. They couldn't send a representative here, and I think their response to this reflects that of my own. And I just want to read out a few lines for you just to know that they're thinking of us tonight. The Alpine Club of Canada is clearly not an organization that is, in principle, opposed to the development of backcountry facilities. We operate North America's largest system of backcountry huts. We also recognize the important roles of recreation, parks, and tourism in British Columbia, including employment opportunities created by the mechanized ski industry for the province's residents. Scientific and economic analysis and clearly expressed public opinion, such as tonight, agree that Jumbo Glacier Resort threatens the integrity of a unique and significant ecosystem. The ACC has a responsibility to reiterate its condemnation of the Master Development Agreement. Our members value the wilderness of the Central Purcell Wilderness and expect no less.
And I'd also like to state that the District of Invermere still has a resolution opposing the resort, and I will fight to continue opposing the resort in the council chambers. And I believe we still have enough votes in that council chamber to keep that resolution alive. So thank you very much.
I would just say that we have a letter here from the Golden Star that says that the oldest and largest conservation group, the BC Wildlife Federation, stands behind us to protect the ecology and the environment in the valley.
We are Canadian Olympic and Paralympic medalists who love winter sport and are dependent on it for our livelihoods. But we recognize our limits to development where enough is enough, and bigger values in the future of our children's heritage is at stake. That is why we are opposed to the proposed Jumbo Glacier Resort. A remote resort on melting glaciers will not strengthen British Columbian communities, cutting the ski tourism pie even thinner to compete with the region's world-class destinations would only drain community-based livelihoods. For over 20 years, local opinion has remained overwhelmingly opposed to the resort. Josh Duick, silver, Nordic skiing. Becky Scott, silver, 2006 Nordic. Scott Niedermeyer, Thomas Grandy, Sarah Renner, John Montgomery, Christine Groves, and Doug Anakin. My little thought about skiing is that when we get a nice snowfall, we can do untracked powder for maybe 100 meters, 200 meters, depends what run you go on at any resort, Kimberley, Fernie, King Horse, and then up here Panorama. and especially this year with all the snow. But skiers come down, and after a couple of hours, it's all chopped up. So any resort you build, Jumbo for instance, it'll always be chopped up.